Nat and Dave are real career changers who believe fate brought them together in their business venture. Now they're working with other local entrepreneurs that use Madre chocolate and things like Ono Pops.
Hi, I'm Dr. Nat Bledder and I'm a career changer. 7 years after graduating from college, I worked in Silicon Valley doing virtual reality and computer graphics research. You remember all that stuff with people walking around with head-mounted displays and gloves that were all dialed up. I started getting interested in medicinal plants. I took a 5-month trip to Southeast Asia where I lived in Bali. I would go to the markets and just talk to people, oh, what's that fruit? And that's actually the first time I ever tasted the cacao fruit fresh. It's just growing as a street tree in some parts of Bali. Most of the people I talked to had no idea what this plant was. They said, oh, it's called kopi chocolate. I'm like, oh, is that because it's related to coffee or chocolate? They're like, no, it's just because of the color. I decided to go back to graduate school when I was 29 to study ethnobotany. It's like a mixture of botany and anthropology, so studying the relation between plants and people. Well, when I was living in Silicon Valley, I knew I was definitely addicted to chocolate because I found myself walking around the Mission at 2 a.m. looking for a coffee shop that was open that I could just get some chocolate cake at so I could get a dose of chocolate. But I didn't know anything about it academically. A classmate asked me to write a book chapter about chocolate. And I said, well, I don't know anything about it, I just know I like it. And then I got very interested in cacao and its origins in South America, and I got very deep into studying it. Although the plant is originally from the northern part of South America, say Venezuela, it was only being used for the fruit down there, not for the seed. The cacao seed in the fruit is surrounded by this delicious white flesh that tastes like lychee or mangosteen, or some people say lemon curd. So that's what people were using just to make a juice or vinegar or beer. And it wasn't until it was brought into Central America that people figured out, oh, this seed we've been throwing out for centuries, we can actually do something with it. And that's the more valuable part of the cacao plant. And it became so important that it was eventually the currency, the money for the Maya and the Aztec.
So I'd heard these rumors of this crazy guy who was always making chocolate in his kitchen. I guess fate threw Nat and I together in a couple of ways. I'd always been fascinated by chocolate, but it wasn't that things really came together for Madre chocolate until I was in Mexico. Mexico was the birthplace of chocolate. It's where it was invented. Nat was calling me and saying, see if you can find these traditional chocolate ingredients, and I was going out to markets and looking for them.
I was in Thailand working on my postdoc, and he emailed me from Oaxaca, where he'd gone with his wife, and he said, hey, let's start a chocolate company in Oaxaca.
There's so many things to tell about Mexico and its love story with chocolate. Somebody needs to do it. We should start a business with this theme.
It's like, that's what I've wanted to do for the last 3 years. Like, I keep saying that. I want to make the chocolate down there.
And about a month later, he was down in Mexico with me, and we were driving around visiting cacao farms, and we started Madre Chocolate.
Later, Nat and Dave will tell us how a local video company helped them raise thousands of dollars to start up their business.